Oh hey, the Badger huddles are. Gotta go.
Hello, Badger fans, and welcome to the new way to tailgate during this socially distanced football season, the Badger Huddle Armchair Pregame. If you're like us, you're missing all of those beloved Wisconsin-style tailgate traditions. So, to give your Badger spirit a boost, consider this your front row seat to the best Badger pregame experiences from the comfort of your own home. But first, a note about safety. These days, football players aren't the only ones wearing face masks. You'll notice that I'll be wearing a face mask, so will our crew and our guests as well. We're doing this for our safety and the safety of our Badger family. In this episode, Chancellor Blank will fill us in on what she misses most about pregame experiences this season. Then we'll check in with some other spirited Badgers who keep Wisconsin fans jumping around on game day. So to kick things off, let's start by going behind the scenes of a homegrown tailgate. This one's been going on for over 30 years, typically right here in Lot 17, and led by a group of Chicago area Badgers. So let's welcome the host of this legendary tailgate, Bill Chapman. Welcome, Bill. Bill? Bill, hi, it's Jeff. I'm here on campus to talk about your tailgate. Where are you? Really? In Chicago? Oh, right, yeah, safer at home, right. Yeah, I can be there in 2 hours? Okay, good, bye. Guys, I'm here. Hey, sorry I'm late.
You're like a brat.
Yes.
Just for you.
A W. How about that?
What would you expect?
That's amazing, guys. That's amazing. So it's great to be here in Chicago with three guys who have been putting a fabulous tailgate together in Lot 17 now for more than 30 years. Tony Dombrow, John Gable, and Bill Chapman. Thanks for having me, guys.
You're welcome.
Great to have you.
Great to have you in Chicago.
So Bill, tell me what's special about your tailgate.
Well, first of all, the location. Being on the roof of Lot 17, you are right next to the football stadium, so you couldn't be closer. It has a phenomenal backdrop. So every game we take pictures with Home of the Badgers in the background. There's a porta potty right there, which is really important. But what's most important are the friendships. So we have this nucleus of folks who come to every game. And then you have unexpected guests who come by.
And it's multi-generational. It's kids of kids of kids now. We're into the grandkid stage.
We've had coaches stop by. We've hosted bowl game representatives. All the coaches' wives from Purdue University came to our tailgate party. And it was a pretty lopsided victory that day.
Yeah.
And we heard that was the highlight of the day, was coming to our tailgate party.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that make our tailgate special, but it's really the friendships that we get to renew every time there's a game.
What all goes into the planning of this tailgate?
Well, you're right, there's a lot of responsibility, but the process begins around whatever the kickoff time is. But we typically are in the parking lot at least 3 hours before kickoff. It takes us about a half an hour to get it set up, and we'll host between 30 and 60 guests. So it's a big production. Sometimes we'll have some post-game tailgating too.
And then one of the other attractions are the Bloody Marys made by Bill Chapman, which are the world's finest.
And I understand, Bill, you've got a whole bar set up in the trunk of your car too. Tell us a little bit about that.
I do. Actually, it has sentimental value because it was handmade by Keith May, who's a dear friend who worked for the athletic department for a number of years. He just retired, but he made a bar that fits in the back of the car. And we had a minivan that we used for years, and recently we traded that in. And I said, my new car has to fit the bar. So I carried the bar around to different dealerships to make sure that it fit in. And as Tony said, the Bloody Mary is the drink of the house for obvious reasons because of the color, right?
Thanks, guys, for having me. I really appreciate it. Before we have that other beer, I'm going to toss it over to Sarah, who's with the Chancellor at Olin House.
Two of our biggest Badger fans, of course, are Chancellor Rebecca Blank and her husband, Hans Kuttner. And they have graciously invited us to their home, Olin House, to share a little bit about their game day traditions. Hans can't be with us today, but I am happy to welcome Chancellor Blank and to thank you for having us here at Olin House.
It's good to have you here.
So, Chancellor, tell us a little bit about Olin House itself and then how it plays into game day traditions here at UW.
So this was built in 1911 by John Olin as his private residence. And when he sold it and left in 1925, he gave it to the university with the provision that the chancellor should live there.
Nice.
So my predecessors have lived here ever since 1925, pretty much. And it's a lovely space. The first floor is all public space and we use for parties and events and receptions. And then Hans and I live on the top 2 floors.
Okay. So, Chancellor, what happens here at Olin House on game day?
Game day is tailgates.
Okay.
And through that gate behind you on the side of the house, we invite some 200 people. We usually get 125 to 150. And it's everything from alumni. We invite neighbors because we do a lot in the neighborhood and we sort of owe them something. We invite elected officials to some of the tailgates. We invite leaders from around the community. Of course, we invite the leadership from the university. And just send everybody off to the game in a good mood and with a little bit of food inside them.
Well, that sounds great. How many other events do you host at Olin House during the year?
Oh, you know, someone counted this up for me the other day. Between 65 and 75.
Wow.
We do a lot of events, everything from tailgates with 150 people to private breakfasts and dinners.
Well, I bet none of them are as fun as the tailgates.
None of them are as fun as the tailgates. No.
So what are some of your favorite traditions that go along with the tailgate?
Well, the pep squad and Bucky stops by every time, and that's always the highlight of the tailgate is when Bucky arrives, and they're always little kids who have to have their picture taken. And other than that, I stand out here and I greet everyone. It's just a chance to see everyone who's a friend of the university comes by at some point at one of those tailgates. And it's, you know, one of the things I really miss this year is seeing all of my friends from across the university.
Well, that's understandable. Now, I've heard that Hans is a big fan of jump around. Are you guys jumping around at home?
Well, I understand that the radio is going to be playing jump around, so we'll be out on our front porch like we were last year. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So, Chancellor, is there anything that you would like to say to alumni and fans and friends about this season, about the UW?
Well, you know, I want everyone to stay safe. And I hope everything at the university is going to be safe as well. We're getting through this semester and we'll get through next semester. And we'll be back in a more normal time with everybody together in Camp Randall and tailgates and parties and pregame shows. And I will look forward to seeing you all there.
Now, one of the favorite pregame traditions, maybe not here at Olin House, but in the parking lots around the stadium, is bag toss. Do you bag?
So, you know, I've seen people playing this and I have never played it. So.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm terrible at it, but should we try to give it a go? All right.
I need to warm up a little.
All right. Nice. Chancellor, thanks for a great game.
Come again.
That's an interception by the Sisters of Chris, devout followers of Badger football.
Hands, washing hands, reaching out, don't touch me, won't touch you. COVID-19, bah, bah, bah. Good times never seem so weird. So weird, so weird, so weird.
The Spirit Squad is another iconic part of Badger Game Day. And you see them everywhere. You see them at Badger Bash at Union South, at the Chancellor's House at Olin House, on the field, in the stands. And we have with us the director of the UW Spirit Squad to tell us all the inside scoop about that dynamic group of students. I'm pleased to welcome Josette Jaucian. Josette.
Hello, how are you?
So glad you could be here.
Thank you for having me.
Now, tell me, how is the Spirit Squad doing this fall, and are they able to do anything?
We've been in a little bit of limbo, waiting to hear what we can do. The Big Ten did say we are not a part of game day for the time being. They may revisit that at some point, so we're just on hold for now.
Now, what does Spirit Squad include exactly?
The Spirit Squad is the cheerleaders, the dancers, and the Bucky Badgers. So all three groups are under that umbrella within athletics. We are our own department in the athletic department. They're just there to support athletics and be ambassadors to the university.
How many total students comprise the Spirit Squad dance team and your group of Buckies?
We have almost 60 student athletes.
Wow, okay. So it is like it's a team.
Oh, definitely.
Now let's talk a little bit about Bucky, because we love our Bucky, and he is so special and holds such a place in our hearts. How many students are Bucky in a given year?
Each year we have typically 7 to 8 students, and they're dedicating so much time each week to Bucky events. They do about 750 events a year.
Oh my gosh.
So that's averaging almost 2 per day. Depending on the season, it can be pretty demanding, but they do all sorts of events, cover so many UW athletic events, campus events, and then we do a ton of private and corporate events, many weddings throughout the year, and occasionally a funeral or a wake.
Oh my gosh. Wow, that must be really meaningful for the students to be able to share that so
Definitely.
broadly. Start us at the beginning of a day. Let's say it's an 11 o'clock game. What's the Spirit Squad getting to get ready?
For an 11 o'clock game, they're arriving around 8 a.m., getting through security and getting to the locker rooms, putting on just the finishing touches to whether it's their uniform or if it's a cold day, bundling up. We'll start out at Badgerville, and then the dance team and Bucky head to Union South for Badger Bash. And occasionally I'll put a bunch of cheerleaders and Bucky in a van and head up to Olin House to visit the Chancellor, and then come back here and just get ready for the game.
One of the things we all love is Bucky's push-ups. When we score, Bucky has to do push-ups. Do you keep track of how many push-ups the Buckies do in a year, or do the students themselves keep track?
I'm sure each Bucky keeps track of his own push-ups. We don't add them all up. You know, there was that one season where we were scoring 70 points a game, and usually we only have two Bucky team members in the suit during a game. But sometimes for those hot games, or if we're scoring a lot, we might recruit a couple of the other guys to jump in so they can help out.
Help when the score gets ratcheted
Yeah,
up,
it's a lot.
Right? Josette, what's something that most alumni and fans don't know about the Spirit Squad or the students on the squad?
I think they probably don't realize how much time they dedicate to just to the team and to athletics. They're practicing about 3 times a week. They weight lift with strength coaches twice a week. And on top of that, I believe our dance team GPA this past season was a 3.7.
Wow.
And the full Spirit Squad GPA was about a 3.3, 3.4. So they are smart kids. Everything they do, they are athletes. The dancers, just what they put in, they go to nationals every year, and they've actually been ranked in the top 12 of the national competition for the last 21 years.
Oh my gosh, that's
and
amazing.
Even our Bucky Badgers, they've been ranked in the top 10 most years. And the athleticism that our cheerleaders do with stunting and tumbling and everything that they're running around doing on the football field is pretty amazing.
Well, I know that they are such a favorite part of the game and the game day experience, and we're going to really look forward to when we get to see them back again in person.
We can't wait.
Josette, thank you so much for taking the time today. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
And now, on to you, Jeff.
Thanks, Sarah. One of the staples of a Wisconsin pregame is the Bucky Wagon. And one of the most iconic moments during game day is when the Bucky Wagon comes out of the north end zone onto the field with Bucky and the Spirit Squad and deposits them on the 50-yard line. I'm here today with Professor of Mechanical Engineering and the caretaker of the Bucky Wagon, Glenn Bauer. Glenn, thanks for letting me take the Bucky Wagon to Chicago.
No problem, Jeff.
Give us just a little history of the Bucky Wagon, would you?
Okay, so I was challenged with taking the Bucky Wagon and renovating it. It had been a Depression-era fire truck, so there were really no spare parts, and it was built in 1932. And so after the transmission case cracked in half, it basically became unusable, and I was approached and challenged to take it and make it, not only renovate it, but make it a green, all-electric Bucky Wagon.
Wow. Tell us a little bit about what all you did to make it into the beautiful machine it is today.
It was about a 3-year process total. It took me 2 years to get the parts donated, and then from there it took us about a year to do the complete renovation. So the students in the College of Engineering worked on making an electric drivetrain for the vehicle, which includes a battery that will allow it to go about 50 miles, top speed of about 25 miles per hour, but it is completely direct drive. There's no clutch. You simply put it in forward or reverse with a push button and hit the accelerator button and it creeps. And it's very quiet, as you noticed, and you can kind of sneak up on people.
It takes a whole team of folks to take care of and manage the Bucky Wagon, and I know that that team does much more than that. Can you talk a little bit about that group of students that takes care of the Bucky Wagon?
And so what they do then in their spare time is they'll actually work on the Bucky Wagon, and the nuance is driving the Bucky Wagon is a real high. That's kind of the carrot that the students get then if they do some work on the Bucky Wagon. They'll get to drive it in the parade for homecoming or things like that. Since I've worked with, been mentoring those teams, they've won over 20 international competitions.
Wow, terrific. Tell us about the role of the Bucky Wagon on game day.
What we do is we'll actually take the Bucky Wagon out of its garage. We bring it over and we need to go through security, obviously. We'll actually display on the back side of Lot 17 in Badger Alley. Mm-hmm. And we're there and we help families take photographs in front of the Bucky Wagon. And then after, basically right before game time, they'll open the gate and then take Bucky and the cheerleaders onto the field.
Well, thanks, Glenn. Appreciate it. And good luck to you and your students. And thanks for bringing out the Bucky Wagon again today.
No problem, Jeff. Thank you.
Thanks for watching the Badger Huddle Armchair Pregame. But before we go, we invite you to get up out of your chair and join us for this moment of rest.